Alrighty, time to get going. Oh, double clicked. There we go. Hello, good evening. Got Miles online. See if anybody else pops in up in the chat, but welcome to Qigong and Qigong moving meditation. Do some warm ups, look at some movement details, and then we'll do the form together. So, starting out with warm ups, hands on the two kidney points on the back, UB23, and waist rotations. Playing with the waist rotations, letting them be small, and can increase them, going out the same distance to the sides as forward and back, going out the same distance to all the points between. And massaging up and down, left and right. Then other direction. Waist rotations. Feet are together on the floor, tongue is touching lightly, by way up to the sky. Even from the very start of the warm-ups can let Qigong be a moving meditation. Letting your attention fully come to your body. Experience your body as fully as possible. And then palm over palm, lagong over lagong into middle dantian and massage. Then Sucho Chan is on top and massage in the other direction. And feet shoulder wide. Fingers or palms on Huan Tiao for the hip rotations. And again, can start small. It's not the size of the rotation that really matters. Still get plenty of exploration in small circles. You do feel like getting some extension and push on the edges, but again, trying to maintain the same distance from center as you go around in each direction. You also play with the speed of these. Sometimes it feels good to take it slow. Sometimes it feels like you just want to rush through them, get as many in as possible. Then massaging Huan Tiao and massaging lower back and hip rotations in the other direction. Keeping Bai Hui towards the sky, head still, feet still planted, sinking into the floor. Then palm over palm into lower dantian. Today's movements deal a lot with lower dantian. Massaging one direction, then switching which palm is on top and massaging the other direction. Then feet together, palms resting lightly on the knees and knee rotations, keeping the heels on the floor for the first set. Letting it be a bit of a squat, engaging the core. Eyes are out on the floor in front of you. Letting the circle be smooth, not pausing at the top or the bottom. Massaging down the inside of the kneecap and up on the outside of the kneecap. And knee rotations in the other direction. And keeping the heels on the floor for the first set. Breathing naturally. Massaging down on the outside of the kneecaps and up on the inside. And we'll do another set of those, letting the heels come up off the ground. Again, looking for a smooth circle. Then massaging down the sides of the legs. And knee rotations other direction, letting the heels come up off the ground. Then massaging up the insides of the legs. Feet back together, interlace fingers, pushing down the front, eyes watching the hands come back up. Pushing down, letting the mind's eye connect through. Upper, middle, lower dantian with each push descending down through the body, completing the circle. Opens up the shoulder blades, collarbone. Feet are together. Each one of the moves engages the whole body, even though we're focused on one part that looks like it's doing the most work. Everything is always working together. Keeping your feet engaged with the floor. Then we'll push up. Then in through the front. Breathing. Relaxing. And going up in front again. Relaxing once more. Opening through the front. Eyes looking up. Hands pushing up, feet pushing down. Back to center and up to the right. Extending through the left side of the body. Center and up to the right again. Center up to the right. Center, then pushing up to the left. Center, up to the left. And up to the left again. Center, then holding at the hua, pushing down the front of the body, down the legs, through the feet, through the floor, back up to upper dantian. Then pushing down front, upper dantian to the floor. Turning the torso to push down outside the right little toe. Then turning over to the other side to push down outside left little toe. Crisping the elbows. Crisping ankles. And massaging down the legs. And patting down the legs. Okay, then I'll do a round of kicks and then I'll warm us up for chin to toes. So kicking with the heels first, letting the kick be a snap, then letting the leg come down slowly and gently to the floor, but connecting each time. And then kicking down the toe down the top of the leg, letting the foot come down nice and slow. Even if it's too much effort to let the leg come down slowly, at least as it comes down, let the connection to the floor be conscious and gradual. Okay. And then chin to toe, right foot out, line the torso with that extended leg, or right heel out. Press the elbows and bend from the hua, circles down the front of the leg, up the toe back towards yourself. Then reaching out with 10 fingers, keeping the chin and toe aligned, Baihui is pointing forward, tongue is touching lightly, eyes are looking into the floor, just like the fingers are reaching into the floor, even if they don't touch. Massaging a little bit harder on the outside going down, a little bit harder on the inside coming up, and patting down the leg. Bending the knee if you weren't already, flattening the back on the way up, walking it off a bit. And then we're over to the left side. Left leg extended, line the torso, grasping elbows, folding from the hua, down the front of the leg, up the toes back towards. So, tongue touching lightly, chin and toe aligned. Reaching with 10 fingers. Massage. Harder down on the outside, harder up on the inside. And patting on the leg. Bending the knee, minding the back, and walking it off. Then we're on the right side again. Leg out, extended, lining the torso. 6 fingers, 3 on each hand. And fold from the hua, reaching out into the ground. Way forward, and toe aligned. Tongue touching lightly, eyes into the floor. Two fingers, one on each hand. Grasping the toe. Then massage the leg. And pat the leg. Bend the knee, mind the back. On the way up, walk it off. And then we'll do the left side again. Aligning to the left leg, 6 fingers, 3 on each hand. Holding from the hua. Right leg forward, fingers into the floor, eyes into the floor, chin to breathing naturally. Two fingers, 1 on each hand. Grasping the toe. And massage. And pat. Bending the knee, minding the back. Walking it off. Then we get to kick again. So protecting the back, 2 kidney points, palms there, and kick with the heel first. Same form of just letting the kick be a snap down the back of the leg, through the heel, down the bottom of the leg, and then coming down, slow, gentle, the yang snap and yin kick and descent. Then with the toes, then feet together. And we'll do the pretzel maneuver, right hand over the shoulder, left hand in front of the face. Right. Feel the hips, even through the legs into the floor. Palms are aligned with the ears. And go, relaxing the shoulders, letting the arms shake out. Left hand comes up over the shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look to the left. Relaxing. The arms hang loose. And again, right hand over left shoulder, left hand in front of the face, looking to the right. And palms to ears. Relax. Left side, left hand over the right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look left. Relax. We'll do slapping massage, patting the corner of the shoulder and under the armpit. And the when we're doing under the armpit, we're actually going like right in the center of the armpit, and that point will be used. That's the heart 1 point. That'll be used when we do patting water, flying over water. But we do have to recharge our boosters for today's first move. Then bending the left leg, hand on the thigh, left hand on the thigh, right arm loose. Coming up the front, down the back. Momentum up the front, gravity down the back. Both heels on the floor. Switching so that we come up the back and down the front. And the torso aligned with the bent leg. And then pivoting left heel, pivoting right heel, right leg is bent, left leg is extended, left arm hanging loose, and then up the front, down the back, front, gravity down the back. Up the back, down the front. Letting the arms hang loose to massage across the top of the shoulder and across the back. Pivot right heel, pivot left heel, and continue the padding massage. And bring both feet together, massaging circles on the shoe kidney points, UB23. Then massaging the tabao. And then lower lymph nodes, chest, using the left hand, which is not massaging, just to catch any chi that manages to escape, if it's good chi. And switching so that it's the right hand cradling and the left hand massaging across the collarbone. And then massaging back. Scapula, giving it a pat. Other side. Scapula. Tense. And we'll massage up the arms, going from the very fingertips, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Turning that over and coming down the inside. And being sure to get the thumb in there. Other side, top of the fingers and hand, past the wrist, elbow, shoulder. Being sure to get the fingers each time. Turning it over, turning the arm over and coming down from the shoulder. Past the elbow, past the wrist, past the fingers, past the thumb, not forgetting the thumb. And shaking the hands out. And we'll do a hand coordination massage, getting each fingertip to touch, fingertips to fingertips, and then going past the webbing, fingertips crossing the webbing one at a time, each time, and the fingertips passing the wrist one at a time each time. And switching so that the right hand is massaging the left hand, fingertips, webbing, wrists each time. And why don't we do hugu as well, the meaty bit in between the thumb and the pointer finger. Left side. And then massaging the palms, so finding Lao Gong, massaging, really get into the point by massaging it on both sides of the hand, since it's in between the bones, can kind of get at it from both sides. Then massaging that warmth throughout the palm and massaging it out to the ends of the finger, one at a time. Pinky twice. Left hand getting into the Lao Gong. And you can even feel kind of around the point as well. You want to explore up and down that cavity, see if there's anything that talking back more than another point. Then massaging the warmth through the palm. And massaging out to the ends of the fingers. Palms are warmed up. Then we'll massage the neck. Other side. Getting a little bit of shoulder in there. Then massage the front of the neck. Beauty massage. The collarbone, past the chin. Doing it on the other side. And the shoulders be loose and relaxed even while we're being active with the arms. And massaging temple. And you can have your eyes open or closed for this. If you have your eyes open, kind of practice for the form where our eyes are open while we're doing a lot of meditative movements. You can apply that to these warm-ups as well, just letting the eyes be soft. Doing the same as we massage into the corners of the eyes. And corners of the nose. And then the mouth, can form a V with the fingers and go across the mouth. Do it on the other side. And we were joking about a variation of this that works with masks. If you look up the meridians around the mouth, they're kind of in a circle around the mouth. So you can look that up, and another way of doing that, instead of forming a V and brushing, would just be tapping around the mouth in the same spots that's getting all the attention with that brushing. It's not exactly the same, but it's something that you can do with the mask on, where trying to move your mask around is really a mess. But if you just like get some taps in, you can also wake up those same points that way. Get the ears in. And then forming a V again to get in front of and in back of the ears. Drums of heaven, palms over the ears, and just tapping with the fingers. And then we'll wash face, comb hair. So just coming up over the face, up over the head, through the back of the head, and then down past the shoulders, shaking out any bad, negative, disagreeable chi. And as we do this brushing, you're not actually touching the face or top of the head, back of the head, or shoulders. It's all without touching, and the hands aren't touching each other either. And then after you've gotten the nasty stuff out of the way, you can bring it back together. Okay. Then we'll do one leg stand. So for this, letting all of the weight come down into the left foot, toe spread, and letting the support come up through the ankle, through the knee, through the hips, through lower, middle, upper dantian. Then the right leg, or that's the right leg. Right leg can hop off the floor, can wiggle the ankle around, can alternate touching the heel and toe on the ground, can change where the heel and toe is landing. Just tap the heel, 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 toe, heel, toe. Can lift the leg, toe. And as the leg comes down, and even if you're doing taps or you're not really bringing the leg that far off the ground, as you transfer the weight, let it be conscious that going from the left over to the right, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% is in the right. Toes are spread, core is coming up through the ankle, knee, hip, the dantian's lower, middle, upper. Then the left leg is free to tap around, wiggle the ankle, lift the leg. Then bring the left leg down, transferring the weight. Right leg is light again, can play around with the tapping, ankle, lifting the leg, and do a dip. As the right leg comes down, transferring the weight consciously, left leg up. Not super stable today. Comes back down, and then we'll extend through the legs. To the inside of the leg, extending the right leg, extending the right arm, I'm touching lightly, fingers out, eyes following along the arm. Left hand can form a claw. And switching sides. Right hand forms a claw. Eyes follow down the left extended arm, left leg extended. Back to center, massaging up the inside of the leg. Walking the feet together. And we'll do a round of walking kicks. Protecting the back and kicking with the heel. And again, the kicks are snappy. As we're doing the walking kicks, the leg can come back, so not trying to bring it down in an even arc, but the leg can swing back and come down. Then kicking with the toes. And connecting the top of the foot across the Achilles tendon. Foot around. Then regular old walking meditation, gathering into lower dantian, And touching lightly, soft gaze. Arms are young as they extend away from the body, gathering, pushing through the air, and then in as they gather into lower dantian. Okay, there's the warm-ups. Through the warm-ups. About to transition, and YouTube has a new feature where I guess I can bookmark moments as they happen or something, so I'm going to try this. I added a marker. So that might make it easier later going back and saying which part of the stream is dedicated to movement. So movements today, we got 39 through 42. And in the form movements, there's always a little story going on with what the goose is up to, or the goose. So previous to this, we were pushing down. First on the left, we were pushing down. And on the right, pushing down. Then after that, we started fluttering up and looking over the water. That was through movement number 38. And then for 39, well, the goose is doing all that stuff. Goose is like in water, or at least that's one interpretation. You can imagine that the goose is in water and like playing with its feet underwater. Then, geese, they're always doing this kind of thing in the water. They're like opening up their arms even though they're not flying. Whatever they're doing with that. And then for this next part, in older books, it's called patting the water. In newer books, it's flying over water. I like the idea of the goose still being in the water and splashing around. So this part is patting water today. And then we'll drink water, look at this guy and store chi, and each one of these movements is pretty detailed. So I'll just go through them all first, and then we can look at some of the finer points. So first, rewinding a bit to last week, we're charging. There's playing with the feet underwater, pushing chi, then we turn and push chi again. And then on the third one, as we start to come up, we begin to flutter. And this is our first flutter of the form, fluttering up in an arc, over to the sides. Then we lean forward and we're looking out over the water. And the hands are facing each other as they flutter. And we don't stop fluttering, we just flutter forward. And now for this week's movements, we come down to lower dantian, and the eyes are watching the hands as they make this movement up to the left. And the thumb is pointing downward towards the floor. We don't stop fluttering at the top. The hand can be a little bit above the head, but it doesn't need to be way up. It just, the tiny spin over the head is fine. Thumb pointing downward, and the right hand still lower dantian. And then the mind's eye comes through the arm, through the, actually the right hand is up here at the armpit, that heart one point that I mentioned earlier. The armpit, the middle finger of the hand that is not up is pointing into the armpit there. And then the attention comes down the arm through to the armpit, and then the right hand comes down past lower dantian, left hand is coming past lower dantian, then we come up to right. And the left heel is up, the right foot is got all the weight on it. Again, the thumb is pointing down, the fingers are pointing forward, the hand is just slightly above the head, and the left middle finger is pointing into the middle of the ring. So fluttering, we then come again, both hands at lower dantian. So right hand tracing the body up to the armpit as the left hand comes up just above the head. So that was the patting water, and then both hands flutter down to lower dantian and we jump over. So fluttering to the middle, fluttering, fluttering, fluttering. No stopping of the fluttering, and then we flutter past onto out past the legs. That's one. Fluttering, fluttering, fluttering. Two. Fluttering to the mouth, and as we bend over, it's always folding from the hua. And if you can't bend from the left leg, let the mind's eye connect the hugu of the hand through the leg. And on the third one, we flutter up, bring the right foot up to be parallel with the left foot. This is looking at the sky, we're looking up, the hands are up. Then the gaze comes back, forward, hands come down, and they land on lower dantian with the right hand slightly under the belly button and the left hand slightly above. And the right hand is thumb open, tiger's mouth, and the fingers are closed. Left hand fingers are evenly spread with the thumb open. And the pointer finger is below the navel on the right hand, and the middle finger is above the navel on the left hand. And this is all finer details. If it's confusing or stressful, you can land your hands however you want down here. There's even a variation on the form where the left, after shaking with the left hand open and right hand closed 3 times, then the left hand closes and the right hand is open, and you switch which one's on top and you shake another 3 times. So both are beneficial. But by the form, the classic form, you land the right hand closed, left hand open, right hand pointer finger under the navel, left hand middle finger above the navel, and shake 3 times. As you shake, the shoulders are relaxed, elbows are back, they're forward so that the wrists can be straight, relaxing, and being sure that you're balanced. You can check in with your balance forward, back, left, right, and shake again. As you're shaking, all of your internal organs are soft and relaxed so that they can absorb, digest all of the drink water. All that water you drink had chi in it, so gotta digest it. More. And that's as far as we'll go today. Store of chi. Both right there. So normally in the form, we'd actually start doing that this way. So I can go through it again that way with the so first we're facing this way because we just turned around. And then rewinding to last week, pushing down 3 times on the left, pushing down through the leg, middle finger going down through the leg, and then hugu drinking up. Go over to the right side. The hugu are connected as we do that transition. Then pushing down through the right leg. On the third push down, we begin our fluttering. Then we get to overlook the water. And then into this week's movements, we tap the water, fly with the push to the left, connecting with the third point, looking at the hand, and the mind's eye comes down through the arm, and quick transfers over to the other side. Right hand is up, left hand is pointing into the heart point, and as you're pointing to that heart point, let that be a point of relaxation so that the shoulder isn't doing too much work and it isn't keeping the hand way up. The shoulder is relaxed, and shaking it on the heart point helps keep that shoulder relaxed as you're fluttering, getting the hand above the head or getting hikes the head. Then mind's eye coming down through the arm, heart point. Left hand is in the lead again. Over left, the right heel comes up. Never stopping fluttering, then back to lower dantian. And we step forward, putting the weight onto the right foot, moving the lower, middle, and upper dantian forward together. Step. And then the hands come up to around the mouth, and we begin to drink water down past Guangxiao, past the knees, past the single leg. Sip number 1. Always folding from the hua. Sip number 2. Then on the third sip, as we come up, letting weight come fully into the left foot so that the right foot can land next to it. Weight is even. Eyes are watching the hands on the way up. Eyes return to the horizon as the hands come down and land on lower dantian. And digest, store, absorb, soft, and the shake happens 3 times. And you want to be still for as long as you're shaking for. Shaking again. Back is relaxed through the back of the legs, through the heels. Shake again. And that was 3 shakes, so we'll just close out right there. Each one of these moves has so much going on in it. The patting of the water, one of the analogies I sometimes use is that it's kind of like contact juggling, and this applies to the whole form of wanting to never drop your attention, never drop where your concentration is focused, and letting there be a thread throughout the form where you are aware of your focus and your attention from the very start through the end. So using number 39 as an example, as we come up, the attention is coming down through the arm, then the attention doesn't just jump to lower dantian as a checkpoint. It's coming down, and the hands are aware of each other. It's really tracing down the side of the body through the radius there to first the extraordinary point on the left of the belly button, and then on the right, and then comes up on the side, on the right side, and it's same thing with the left hand is tracing up the side of the body. So everything is connected, coming down again, up on the left side. And that comes through the drinking too. As we drink, the hugus are connected through the sides of the body, like down to the dabao, hugu, to guantiao, hugu to knees, then hugu to the single leg, past the ankle, past the toes, back up again, and then hugu to either side of the mouth. All those mouth points we were talking about poking earlier. Then back to dabao. Third time. And then as we step up, the hugus are connected to each other even as they're fluttering up. And the eyes are looking up. And then even as they come apart, there's that pulling apart. They're still connected even as they make their way orbiting around until they land above and below the belly button, navel. And again, since everything is connected, as we begin shaking, it's a point to check in with the balance, that we're zeroed out, relaxed, just as we are at the very start of the form. That the baihui is pointing up into the sky, that the weight is totally evenly distributed amongst the feet, not leaning to one side or the other, and shaking, being still, storing the chi, shaking, being still. We can close off and let that be enough detail for today. Great. So we'll do 3 bows to transition into the form. So 1 bow, thanking each other for the presence, even if it's across time, just taking the time, acknowledging each other for that. And a bow to our teachers, Master Hui Lu at Wenwu School and her teacher, Yang Mi Jun, and all of them that came before in the form, and then doing 3rd bow to the world. Anybody that's in it that needs extra chi, sending them some. Just being grateful for the space to do the form. And with that, we can find our places. I'll hit this little bookmark icon again and give myself easier time. Green marker added. And any extra warm-up you want to do, if you want to do a warm-up twice, if there's a warm-up or an exercise that you like to do that we don't do, whatever you need to do to find your place for the form, get it in, get it out, and find your zeroed out position with the feet parallel, tongue touching lightly, soft gaze, a little bit of space under the armpits, that heart 1 point, fingers evenly spread, thumbs forward, and begin. Folding over, down the sides, through the floor, opening to the sky, back, down and in, pushing, setting the wings, and expel. Pushing the wings, setting the wings, and expel. Hands coming up over the head, fingers interlaced, pushing up, holding from the hua, hands up to knee high to push down outside the left toe, outside the right toe, back to center, fingers come apart, and we back forward. Bob of the clavicle, macrocosmic orbit. Flat, 2, 3, right foot down, right hand forms claw above the clavicle, left hand macrocosmic orbit. And we flat. 2, 3. Left hand past the left foot, left hand to middle down to him, and come up and stir the chi. And wave hands like clouds. Connect, push everything forward. On the right. This time on the left, coming halfway around. A single wing. Wrap around the ears. Push up. Restore chi. Drag moon from water. Turn around. Look forward. Look at the moon. Pumping the left leg. Pumping the right leg. Fluttering at the bottom of the 3rd time. Fluttering up. Fluttering to the sides. fluttering behind, leaning forward, overlooking the water, then flutter, shoulder high, down to lower dantian, up to the left, head in water. Lower dantian up to the right. Lower dantian up to the left. Checking in with the hard point, keep the shoulder relaxed. Lower dantian, step forward. Flutter the hands on either side of the mouth. Dabao, Huantiao, knees, single leg. Mouth, bow, Huantiao, knees, single leg. Number 3. Bottom of number 3. We let the momentum bring us up. Right leg comes forward. Feet are parallel. We look up. We look to the horizon. Land the hands and shake. Relax. Shake. Relax. Shake. Relax. And then grasping chi. Grasping chi, palms up. Opening the fingers, spiraling past face. Massaging from the left side to the right side. Turning the ball over and massaging from the right side to the left side. Twice to the center. Absorb. Dantian. Up. Back down to the ground. Standing meditation. Up. Palms into upper dantian. Past the face, past the neck, chest. Lower dantian. Fingers pointing down as they come around. Gugu line to Huantiao. Up to shoulder high. Bell. Forming claws. Gugu on the back. Fingers open and shake. And make space if you need to for the 7 steps. And rest. And shake again. Rest. Shake. Rest. And first of the 7 steps, gliding, nice and easy, watching the hand. Side. For 7, fluttering at lower dantian, fluttering up, sides, forward, and then we fly up. knees all the way up. Very similar to today's move. That we connect with the heart point, keeping the shoulder relaxed. 5, 6, and 7. Fluttering to lower dantian. Fluttering. We turn around, left heel, right heel, and take a step forward and fly up, shoulder high, foam claws, full taffy, and search for food. Six, 7. This time hands come to the knees, come to lower dantian. There's no fluttering, but we pivot on the left heel, pivot on the right heel, and build a nest. Forward, the right, staying on the right, forward, left. One last push forward. Fingers all the way down, pointing towards the floor. Pivot on the left heel till looking back where we started, initial position. Right foot comes around and we begin to flutter. Upper dantian, test the face. Fingers come together. Lower dantian, sleep. Okay. Coming up. Close. Still. Zeroed up just as we were at the beginning. Fully inhabiting our bodies. We're bringing the legs together towards the middle of the group and having a little walk. Okay, that's it. Thank you for practicing. We'll close out with another set of 3 bows, thanking each other, our teachers, and the world that we're about to bring all this good chi into. So thank you for practicing. We're looking good by the forecast for practicing in the park this weekend. And take care till then or next week. Be in touch with any questions or ideas you have about this week's movements or previous movements or future movements or your own movements, any of that. Okay, thanks. Bye.